Okay, so holozoic. What is the meaning of holozoic nutrition? So again, holozoic means which we know that animals are heterotrophs, right? They can't prepare their own food, but they depends on others. So such kind of organisms are called as heterotrophs, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So why nobody is active today?
I don't know, ma'am. Ma'am, because it's afternoon, ma'am.
Now it's raining.
Good evening, ma'am.
It's raining, so you are enjoying the weather.
Yes, ma'am. I think people are doing that.
Okay. So holozoic. So generally, animals are heterotrophs, and the mode of nutrition in animals is called as holozoic nutrition. Okay, so we can classify holozoic into further categories like herbivores. The animals which depends on plants are called as herbivores, and animals which depends on other animals are called carnivores, and omnivores which feed both on plants and animals are called as omnivores. Okay, so herbivores means feed on plants. Carnivores feed on animals.
Yes, ma'am. And omnivores
Omnivores
on
feed on plants plus animals.
animal. Yes, ma'am.
So those are omnivores. Next,
Yes,
coming to parasitic.
parasite.
Parasite again, now we can classify into two categories like ectoparasites and endoparasites. So we know what is the meaning of parasites, students?
Ma'am, they depend on an organism for food and shelter,
Which
ma'am.
depend on other living organisms. You have to mention living is mandatory word. Okay, so the organisms which feed, here we are talking about animals, so animals which feed on other animals, other living animals or other living organisms are called as parasites. So like example, lice in the hair, you know, everybody know lice, right? The insects which is present in hair, everybody know the lice.
Yes, ma'am, we know lice.
Yeah, which actually those are present in hair of mostly girls. Okay,
Yeah,
so that animals, how they are feeding? They're feeding on the skin, right? They're staying on the skin, and from the skin, it is deriving blood from the body. Yes, such kind of like leech. Leech also it abstracts to the skin, and it derives blood from the body. So such parasite which only occupies the outer one, like which leads outside the body, such parasites are called as ectoparasites. Whereas which lives inside the body are called as endoparasites, which are the worms which are present in our stomach, like E. coli, roundworms, flatworms, malarial parasites. Okay, even the malarial parasite, due to the mosquito bite, it enters into our body and it lives inside the body, right? So it feeds on the substances which are present inside the body on the cells. So such parasites are called as endoparasites. Okay. So parasites means which obtain food from other living organisms, which are further classified into ecto and endo. Ecto means the organisms which live outside the host body. Endoparasites are the organisms which live outside the host body. Okay. Next, coming to saprophyte. Saprophyte always they feed on or they depend on dead and decaying organic matter, like earthworm, spiders, termites, euglena. So these are the few examples you can take. Next one, scavengers. Scavengers they feed on decaying animals like vulture, crow. Okay, they feed only on decaying animals. So let me write. Parasite means feed on depend on other living organisms. Saprophytes depends on dead and decaying organic matter.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, whereas scavengers they only depend on decaying animals. Decaying animals. So what are ectoparasites? Ectoparasites live outside host body. Endo live inside host body. Clear? So examples you can write for ectoparasites like ticks, mites, lice, bugs, etc. Whereas endoparasites like flatworms, roundworms. Next, saprophytes examples, earthworm, euglena, these you can write. For scavengers, vulture, crow. So these are the examples. Clear? Everybody clear with the concept?
Yeah, ma'am.
So next one, how holozoic nutrition takes place, what are the steps generally involved? First is ingestion. Ingestion means taking food inside the body through mouth. It is called ingestion. Taking food into body through mouth.
It's
That process is called ingestion. So after ingestion, what happens, students, after taking food?
ma'am, digestion.
Yes, digestion takes place.
The
So
taken
in
food
digestion, what is the mechanism involved? Breaking of
breaking
complex
food complex matter into normal matter.
substance to
Simpler.
simple substance.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, simple substance. How? By the action of
By the action of digestive enzymes.
yes, by the action of digestive enzymes. Okay, so after digestion, what happens? Absorption takes place. Whatever the food is digested into simpler forms, that has to be absorbed into our body. So absorption, simple molecules only are absorbed in the, so in among which parts absorption takes place, students, among the total digestive system?
Ma'am, the small intestine, the large intestine, ma'am.
Yes, in the intestine absorption takes place. So simple molecules of digested food are absorbed by intestinal wall and then transported into bloodstream. So after absorption, next what else you can see? Assimilation. So assimilation, whatever the simpler the absorbed food, it is coming through the bloodstream, it is utilized by our body cells to produce energy. That process is called as assimilation. Okay, digested food is utilized by body cells for energy and for energy. Next process is digestion. So in digestion, what happens? So removal of the undigested food, which is called as fecal matter. Okay, removal of undigested food is called digestion. This process also called defecation. Clear? Yes, students. Now, can you tell me how starfish feeds on an animal? Do you know? Do you have an idea of
Yes, ma'am.
starfish? Tell me.
Ma'am, it opens his stomach, ma'am, and then it.
Yeah, ma'am.
Starfish mainly it feeds on the hard shell animals. Okay, so what it does, it
Yeah,
opens
ma'am.
the hard
Ma'am, it,
shell and then
releases the digestive juices.
yes, so it opens the hard shell of the prey and it gives out its stomach out, and then through mouth it eats that small soft animal which is present inside the hard shell, and then after eating, stomach goes back into the body, and whatever the food it is eat like it took it is digested slowly later on after the stomach is going back into the body. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So the starfish, it mainly feeds on other animals which are having hard shells on it. Okay, it opens the shell of that animal and it pop out its stomach. Through mouth, it eats the soft animal, and then the stomach goes back into the body and the food is slowly digested. This is the process of starfish nutrition. Next, coming to the nutrition in amoeba. So in amoeba, like amoeba is a single-celled organism, right? If you see the structure of amoeba, actually don't have any shape. You can draw in any shape. Amoeba can be drawn in any shape. So which is a single cellular animal, and the whatever the cell it is having, it only does all functions in the body. Okay, so amoeba, it mainly feeds on, as it is a microscopic organism, it mainly feeds on other microscopic organisms or bacteria. Next, the mode of nutrition in amoeba is holozoic nutrition. Okay, so how it takes food, it is not having any mouth and any organ system for the food assimilation in the body. So what it does, first process is injection. Like ingestion means taking food into the mouth. As it is not having mouth, what it does, whenever it comes in contact with the prey, it forms a finger like pseudopodia. Pseudopodia means which are false legs. So it forms a
False feet.
yeah. Podia means feet or legs, finger like projections which are. So whenever it comes in contact with the prey, it produces the pseudopodia, This only helps in engulfing the food, and the food is trapped inside by the food vacuole. So if you see how it is, suppose this is a organism, so it produces pseudopodia.
Ma'am, how can we define pseudopodia, ma'am?
It is simply like a finger-like projection which is produced. It looks like a feet, but it is not a feet.
Okay.
Like false.
Yeah, pseudo means always false. Pseudo stands for false. So see how it is engulfing the microorganism. Okay. Later on, what happens? This enters inside the body, and
Forms of
inside
food
the body,
vacuole.
the food is stored in the food vacuole. Okay. Inside the body, the food is stored in the food vacuole. Then digestion takes place. The food in the food vacuole is digested by the digestive enzymes. Okay. Actually, like HCl, initially there will be certain acidic condition created. Later on, it becomes alkaline, like basic condition, and complete whatever the microorganism entered into the body, it is completely digested. Next process is absorption. So after digestion, absorption takes place. Okay. And this absorption, it helps in the growth of the body, and to damage any to repair the damaged parts, damaged cells, everything. Okay. Next, egestion. Egestion is again, food vacuole again moves to the body surface and ruptures. So due to that, the undigested food is expelled out from the body. So here food vacuole is the storage organ. It is acting as where the digestion is taking place, and digestion is also taking place from the same organ. Because amoeba, there is no mouth and anus in amoeba. Okay, so the body itself, the cell, it is undergoing all the process of digestion. Like it is giving out pseudopodia, which is helping in trapping the organism, and later on that food is stored in the food vacuole and digested with the help of digestive enzymes. Then assimilation takes place. Later on, digestion takes place. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you see the digestion in human beings, how many kinds of complex food materials are obviously digested into simpler food materials in case of yeah.
Proteins and amino acids.
So what are the complex food materials we are taking? First is carbohydrate,
carbohydrates,
proteins,
fats,
and fats, that is lipids. These we are taking into our body in the form of complex food. So this has to be broken down into simpler form. So how it breaks? Carbohydrate always converts into sugars, which is also called as glucose. Carbohydrate, which is glucose, this is the simpler form, and this can be absorbed by our body. Next, coming to the proteins. Proteins, it is a complex form, and it has to convert it into simpler form, which is amino acids. Next, lipids has to convert into fatty acids and glycerol. So in human beings, this is the digestion process which is usually taking place. Okay.
Lipids means fats.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, based on the mode of, based on where the digestion is taking place, digestion types we can classify into intracellular digestion and extracellular digestion. See, intra means, what is the meaning of intra, students? Intra means always it is inside or within. So inside, cellular means cell. If the digestion is taking place inside the cell, digestion takes place inside cell. Such digestion is called as intracellular digestion. Examples like amoeba, paramecium. So these are the examples we can consider. Euglena, sponges, everything comes under this category. Whereas extracellular digestion, it takes place outside the cell, and generally there will be like organ system which helps in this process, and it takes outside the cell. So digestion takes place outside the cell. So example like human beings we can consider, right? Okay. If you see the digestive system in human beings, which starts with mouth and ends with anus, so that is called as alimentary canal. So what is alimentary canal? Alimentary canal which starts with mouth and ends with anus. What is the process, students? From mouth, where it opens? Mouth opens into students, you are listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Mouth opens into
Esophagus.
Esophagus, ma'am.
directly into esophagus. Mouth opens into buccal cavity.
Okay, ma'am.
Then pharynx. This is the digestion tract. Pharynx, then into esophagus. Okay. From esophagus, it goes to stomach. From stomach, it opens into small intestine or large intestine. Stomach opens into
Ma'am, stomach to small intestine.
small intestine.
From stomach to small intestine.
Small intestine to large intestine.
Large intestine.
Large intestine.
Large intestine to rectum.
Yes, rectum, and then anus.
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 Okay, so this is the track we'll follow. So small intestine, again, it is classified into how many categories? Into 3. So what are the 3 categories present in 3 parts present in small intestine, which is duodenum,
Duodenum.
jejunum,
Jejunum.
and ileum.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, these are the parts of small intestine. These 3 only together makes you the small intestine. Next, coming to large intestine, it is cecum, colon, and rectum. So directly you can write rectum here. Rectum, and then to anus. Okay. Clear? And now see here, mouth, buccal cavity, and pharynx together called as buccopharyngeal cavity. Clear? Mouth, buccal cavity, and pharynx together called as buccopharyngeal cavity. So this entire tract, it is called alimentary canal. From mouth to anus, it is totally called as what, students? Alimentary canal. What is alimentary canal means? Which starts with mouth and ends with anus. Okay. Clear?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can we discuss now that digestion in cows or ruminants?
Yes, in ruminants. What do you want?
Ma'am,
Digestion in ruminants, actually the stomach is specialized into a separate part which is called as
yes, ma'am,
rumen.
Rumen reticulum, omesum, and abomesum.
Yes, rumen, reticulum, omesum, and abomesum, which is present in stomach of cows, buffaloes, hares, which are ruminants.
Ma'am,
Hmm?
ma'am, can we give a quiz?
Quiz.
Yeah, ma'am.
Why? You're feeling bored with the session?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Then we will do
Ma'am,
it
we want
last.
to know.
So next, digestive glands. So what are the digestive glands present, students? What are the glands involved in this total?
Liver and pancreas, ma'am.
Pancreas.
And bile juice and pancreatic juice will be stored in the gallbladder.
So those are juices. I'm asking the glands which are present.
Ma'am, liver and pancreas.
So salivary glands, digestion starts from the mouth itself. In the mouth, you will be having salivary glands which digest some carbohydrates in the mouth itself. So you have to tell from salivary glands, then liver, pancreas, gallbladder. Okay, gallbladder is a very important one. Actually, it secretes bile juice. Bile juice helps in assimilation of fats. Okay. Next, gastric gland in stomach, which produces gastric juice, and intestinal gland in intestine, which keeps out intestinal juice. Okay. Clear? If you see the total length of alimentary canal, it is of 9 meter long. Total alimentary canal from mouth to anus is 9 meter long, whereas small intestine is 6 meter long and large intestine is 1.5 meter long.
Ma'am, but small intestine is 7 meters, right, ma'am?
7.5 meters.
Small intestine is 7.5.
Meters.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, ma'am, 7.
Around we can tell about 25 feet or 7.6 meter. Okay, so 7.6 meter long. So large intestine was correct, right? Which is 1.5 meter and alimentary canal is 9 meter long. Clear? Now we will start discussing each part. So we'll start with mouth. In the mouth, what are there, students? In the mouth, you can find tongue, teeth, and that's it. So the
Ma'am,
tongue,
teeth, ma'am, buccal teeth, buccal cavity and salivary glands.
yes, salivary glands already we discussed. And coming to the tongue, tongue is the muscular organ.
That helps in mixing saliva with food.
Yeah, it helps in chewing process as well. Okay,
Ma'am,
you
and
can
it
find
rolls
taste
up
bud.
the food. Ma'am, and it rolls up the chewed food into a round structure called bolus.
No, you won't find bolus in the mouth itself. It starts from esophagus. So the tongue, actually tongue has papillae and taste buds on its surface. So what are the functions of tongues, students? Tongues helps in talking. Okay, it helps in tasting the food. It helps in mixing saliva with food, and it also helps in swallowing process.
No.
Okay, then coming to the teeth, the teeth, the dentition in human being is heterodont. What is the meaning of heterodont? So you can find different kinds of teeth like incisors, canions, molars, premolars. So we are calling it as heterodont. And next one is diphyodont. What is the meaning of diphyodont? Have you heard this term? Hetero means
Ma'am,
like
no, ma'am.
different kinds of
No, ma'am.
teeth are
No,
there.
ma'am.
So
No,
in
ma'am.
human life cycle, how many times teeth are replaced?
Ma'am, 1 time.
1 or twice? It appears
Ma'am,
twice,
twice.
right?
Yeah, ma'am, one milk tooth and another adult tooth,
Yes.
ma'am.
So we are calling it as diphyodont. Okay. Hetero means having different kinds of teeth. Diphyo means you can like in our lifespan we can get teeth twice. Okay, which is diphyodont. So the teeth.
Heterodont means
What?
heterodont.
Hmm?
Heterodont.
Heterodont means different kinds of teeth.
Like
Like incisors, canyons, all are not of same. Like each teeth will perform each different functions, right? So
Yes.
such kind of teeth are called heterodont teeth. So which involves incisors, canyons, premolars,
molars.
molars.
Ma'am, the human dental formula is 2, 1, 2, 3.
Two,
By
three,
2,
yes.
1, 2, 3, right, ma'am?
2,
2,
1,
1, 2,
2,
3 by
3 by 2, 1,
2, 1, 2, 3 by 2, 1.
So it start like
21, 23.
yeah. So it indicates half of the jaw. You have to double it and double it for the remaining half 2. And this indicates the upper jaw and this
4,
indicates the
4,
lower
1, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 6.
4 to 4, 6, like 4 incisors, 2 canines, 4 premolars, and 6 molars. Okay.
Ma'am, can we have a quiz, ma'am?
Incisors for cutting, canines. What is the use of canine?
Ma'am, tearing.
Yes, tearing and piercing. Then coming to premolars,
That is
and
now can
Ma'am,
we have a
grinding. Premolars and molars are grinding, ma'am.
yes, for grinding
quiz?
purpose.
Now can we have a quiz?
Yes, we will have. Let me complete teeth and then you can have it, please. Okay, the first set of teeth which comes like which fall at the age of 6 to 8 years are called as milk teeth, and later you will get permanent teeth. Okay, if you see the structure of tooth, what is the structure, student? What parts you can see?
Chisel shape, ma'am. Chisel shape.
Yes, crown, neck,
Crown and root.
and root. Crown, neck, and root. Okay, and on the tooth you can find a covering which is called as enamel. Okay, enamel is the
Enamel is
hardest
the hard
part of
substance
the
in the body.
hardest part or hardest substance in the body. Okay.
Ma'am, then comes the dentine.
Dentine. So can you explain?
Ma'am, dentine is the second layer of the human's teeth, ma'am.
Yes,
And
which is the
the
exposed one.
Yes, ma'am.
And
the
pulp cavity.
Ma'am, and pulp is the innermost layer of the tooth, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's the innermost layer of the tooth, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, if when we get a tooth decay, ma'am, like when tooth decay takes place, or ma'am, like bacteria comes around our teeth, ma'am. Right? So when, but if the yeah, ma'am.
So you want test on nutrition in plants or animals?
Ma'am, animals and plants. Like mix.
Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am? Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
I don't think someone called me. Someone called
Ashwath
me.
called you.
Yeah, what happened?
Mom, can you give us?
Yes, I'm giving quiz.
I already have that quiz, ma'am.
Please have a.
I'm sharing. Wait.